of repentance for the forgiveness of sin that involved no animal sacrifice, and why Jesus taught the forgiveness of sin with no animal sacrifice, because that's what God had always taught. So
Even the
why would
Quran
Jesus?
says, even the Quran says, it's not the blood that reaches me, it's your piety. I
Like,
look for your heart,
Why
not
does
your blood.
the Quran talk about sacrifice though?
No, by the way, the sacrifice, let me tell you what the Islamic understanding of sacrifice is. Basically,
Because I read a number of verses
I tell you
talks
what
about
it is. Basically, God's going to test your faith. And unless you have the spirit of sacrifice in your heart, that means whatever you love for yourself, if you're not able to sacrifice that for the sake of God, like what Abraham was willing to do, although the sacrifice never took place, he's looking for that spirit of sacrifice. So what happens when we do the sacrifice in Hajj is we commemorate the spirit of Abraham and we offer it as, if I'm tested and if the test of my faith is me giving up, suppose I have an illicit business and that's making me a lot of money, but it's considered haram, that means God forbidden, it's not supposed to be done. Am I willing to sacrifice for the love of God? So every year we offer this to commemorate that spirit of sacrifice. That's not our salvation. Our salvation is by faith.
You know
what I mean?
Absolutely.
And the message is distinctly clear that there is one God, this life is a test, and there's going to be justice of God at the end of the test. Simple as that, right? And whoever has faith and is grateful to God and is truly faithful to God, here's where I think we sort of move away from the Trinitarian ideas of Jesus being a deity at par with God. You understand? So whoever is truly faithful, that means when you pray and when you worship, as long as it's direct and exclusive for God, then your faith is pure. In fact, the Quran makes it abundantly clear. The words of the Almighty, it says, Islam is the way of Abraham, which is to believe in one God and sincerely submit yourself in faith and obey God's will.
Amen.
That's it. So, just to share what we believe, our soul from its birth, there is no end to it. What we experience here, the death of this world, is the death of the test. We finish the test and then we get back our consciousness, and then the justice, the judgment takes place, and we continue to live. And if you pass the test, you made it to what you want to call the heaven.
What evidence is there that there is life after death? You see, Jesus is the reason why Muslims
the evidence for life
Christians,
after death is this birth itself, the Quran says.
Your evidence, the Quran is built upon.
You asked a good question, so let me answer this. So when the Quran was being revealed in Arabia to the right, so the biggest problem was, okay, we don't mind the one God concept, but we don't like the day of judgment. We don't want you don't want anybody to judge me for all that I've done. I don't like this idea, so just get this out of the way. So they started saying, how can they bring me back to life when I'm dead and gone, bones and dust? How am I going to come back? So the revelation comes to the Prophet and says, tell them, the one who's already given you life, it's no big deal for him to bring you back to life once again.
I know, but you see,
so the evidence for resurrection is this life itself. If he's able to give me one
I would argue,
life.
إذا كنا عظاما ورفاتا أئنا لمبعوثون خلقا جديدا.
And they say, when we are bones and crumbled particles, will we truly be resurrected as a new creation?
قل كونوا حجارة أو حديدا.
Say, be you stones or iron,
أو خلقا مما يكبر في صدوركم فسيقولون من يعيدنا قل الذي فطركم أول مرة فسينغضون إليك رؤوسهم ويقولون متاه قل عسى أن يكون قريبا.
or any creation of that which is great within your breasts. And they will say, who will restore us? Say, he who brought you forth the first time. Then they will nod their heads toward you and say, when is that? Say, Perhaps it will be soon.